Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on study opportunity and scholarship in Russia. I'm Muhammad Farhan, your host for this event, and we are honored to have esteemed speakers from Tomsk State University joining us today. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I'm Muhammad Farhan from Pakistan, currently studying in the University in Universitas Trunojoyo Madura in informatics engineering program. Besides our online participants, we also have students who have joined us offline here who are excited and motivated to be part of this event. Their enthusiasm shows that how valuable this opportunity is for students to study abroad. Let's give them a warm welcome. Everyone here say hi. Hi. Thank you for your enthusiasm. It's great to have such engaged audience both online and offline. So before we begin, let me walk you through our agenda for next 2 hours. We will have insightful session on scholarship, study opportunities, student services, and an interactive question and answer session. So without further delay, let's start with our first segment. So basically, this webinar was initially scheduled to be opened by our Vice Rector for Academic Affairs. Unfortunately, due to some important commitments, he is unable to be with us today. But don't worry, Dr. Vani has graciously agreed to fill in for him. So now to officially start the event, let's welcome Dr. Vani, the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs from the Faculty of Engineering at Universitas Trunojoyo Madura, who will deliver the welcoming speech. Dr. Vani, the time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everyone. I'm Weni as the Vice Dean for Academic Affairs Engineering Faculty at Trunojoyo University. I would like to thank for everyone standing in our Zoom meeting. It's a pleasure to meet you all, especially for Professor Yam Yu Rikun, the Vice Rector of International Affairs, Tomsk State University, representative of Tomsk State University in Indonesia, Miss Rizna Ramadhania from International Office, Tomsk State University. Welcome to our faculty of Trunojoyo University in our
Ma'am, we can't hear you because you turned off the mic. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm Weni as the Vice Dean for Academic Affairs of Engineering Faculty Trunojoyo University. I would like to welcome you and thanks for everyone attendance in our Zoom meeting. It's a pleasure to meet you all, especially from Professor Artyom Yu Rikun, the Vice Rector of International Affairs Tomsk State University, representative of Tomsk State University in Indonesia, Ms. Rizkina Ramadhania from International Office Tomsk State University. Welcome to our engineering faculty of Trunojoyo University in our workshop, Scholarship and Study in Russia. Here we have our Chief Informatics Program, Mrs. Vika, our meeting host, Mrs. Andarini, and our best student from Informatics Engineering Program. We are very pleased to have this workshop, which can give us very valuable information for our students about how to study in Russia, how to apply the scholarship, and maybe a little description of how to live in Russia and other important information. I hope this activity can provide great benefit for the participant and can be initiation for our collaboration in academic, research, and community services. Thank you very much. Enjoy the workshop. Добро пожаловать and спасибо. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, Dr. Vani, for your inspiring remarks. And now I invite Professor Artyom Rikun. Apologies if I mispronounce your name, who is the Vice Rector of International Affairs at Tomsk State University, and he will be sharing the insights about academic cooperation, research collaboration, and scholarship opportunities. Please welcome Professor. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Farhan. Thank you, Mrs. Veni. It's a pleasure for me to speak in front of this audience because, as I know, you are located at the home island of our esteemed employee, Reskina, who is also our graduate and currently PhD student. Our meeting, our part will consist of two presentations. First, I will tell about education in Russia, about the city of Tomsk and the university that I represent, and then Reskina will tell about our scholarships, how to apply, what the students will get if they apply, and all the technical details. Okay, may I try to share the screen? So here you go. Can you see my screen, the presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, now it has to be the whole screen. And let me change the first slide. So now the slide has to be different. Can you see the second slide?
We can.
Russia and Indonesia.
We can. Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, Reskina. So I'm going back. This is our main building, the place where I'm sitting now exactly. The university is old. We are over 145 years now, and it was founded in 1878. So it was the first university in Asian part of Russia. To imagine what Asian part means, this slide. So you see that we have a lot in common with Indonesia. We have large area as well as the Republic of Indonesia. Our population is, well, smaller but comparable. And on the time zones, GDP and religion, the figures are here. And also I might add that we have exactly the same time zone as Java and Madura, which is nearby. So we have strictly 8 hours south to north. If direct flight existed, it doesn't exist. But if it existed, it could take about 8 hours to travel by plane from Surabaya or Madura to Tomsk, strictly to the north. But now it's not that cold. We have about 0 today. And since our houses have central heating, it's quite comfortable. The system of education in Russia, whole thing, is like this. It starts sometimes at the age of 2 months when kids are very, very small. They go into the nursery. Sometimes they remain at home up to 3 years, and then they just go to the kindergarten and normally stay in the kindergarten up to 6 or 7 years. 7 is standard. Then they enter schooling period. Schooling period lasts for 11 years, and at the age of 16 to 17, our students choose where to continue. Either they go to professional colleges or to universities. At the universities, we have standard system which differs a little bit because originally Russian higher education was built upon German example. So lots of engineering were specialist programs which took 5 years. But we also have bachelor, normally 4 years, master, normally 2 years, and after a person graduates, he or she might choose to go further for postgraduate studies like PhD. And PhD, depending upon the subject area, might be 3 years or 4 years. And we still have what Germans always had, and they call it Doctor Habilitatis. So when you get PhD, but you want to continue further in research, you write huge text up to 400 pages. Find 3 experts globally known and important in the field, have their reviews, and publicly defend your large volume. And if you defend, you are Doctor Habilitatis. So we still have this. Polish, Netherlands, and Germany also do have this. Since Russia is well advanced in terms of education, we put special efforts in reaching academic excellence. Recently, our country had famous project 5100. It started in 2013. And the purpose was to get 5 universities into the world rankings 100, especially 2 rankings were important, QS and Times Higher Education, by the year 2000. Originally, 15 universities were selected out of 1,200, and our university was included. And for the whole period of the project, which lasted up to 2020, we were in the highest league. There were 3 leagues where we were in the highest, in the first league. And after the project was over, our government started the new one, which is Priority 2030. Now 106 universities are included, and the project is scheduled up to 30th year, 2030. And the purpose is mostly research and technology. We are the only region outside Moscow and St. Petersburg where 5 universities are included in the project. It is very rare because we have special assistance from the state and special attention and some other privileges. But other regional cities do not have these privileges, only us. So a little bit about the city of Tomsk, where the university is located. So you see the central part. This is our city hall on the left. And if you watch the pictures above, the first one, roughly in the center, is the square, which is Cathedral Square, the new Cathedral Square. It's the official title. It is located about 10 minutes walk from our university. And Reskina might also tell where it is. So the city is also quite old, not old comparing to the cities in India or China or Europe, but over 400 years. And it is exceptional because we are the only college town in Russia. We have 6 universities. And for a relatively small city, we have just 500,000 population. Roughly 1/3 are academic people, students or professors or family members. So it is probably the best place in our country to study and to do research and to be an academic person or applied person. So that's why in the QS ranking of the best student cities, we occupy the position in the first 100. It's global ranking. And we are the 3rd as a student city after Moscow and St. Petersburg. This is an important slide because it shows how successful our university is in general, and also it shows some figures. What are the rankings? You might be familiar, but if you are not, as with any other choice, if we want to choose the best opportunity for us, buying a smartphone, buying a computer, or whatever, some important decision, we are looking for rankings. So for universities, there are 3 key rankings globally. It's Times Higher Education, which is British, Shanghai ranking, which is Chinese, and QS World University ranking, which is also British. So our positions here are indicated. In terms of the figures, the university is medium size. We have 15,000 students in total and about 3,700 international students. 89 countries are studying here. And we are especially proud that we have the largest group of Indonesian students in Russia. 119 from all over the country, from Sumatra to Papua. All islands are represented, all isles. And we have programs in English, of course, because some of our students do not speak Russian. Since university is research intensive, old and noble, we have these famous people, the winners of the Nobel Prize. It is the prize for highest achievement in science, which is given by Swedish Academy of Science since late 19th century. So our university has 6 Nobel laureates in physics, physiology, medicine, physics, environmental science, and medical research. We also have very important alumni, including 3 prime ministers, 3 ambassadors, businessmen. We also have important person from Indonesia, blogger Tura Parthayana, who has over 2 million subscribers. And he is famous all over your country. I think that in Madura, you also know him. Here is the list of programs in English. Bachelors, we just have 3. I would recommend most of all software engineering and molecular engineering. Software engineering is in high demand and it is quite difficult to study, but by the end of your studies, by the end of the 4th year, you will have at least mid-level developers level. Some of you might have even senior level, which is almost impossible for an average bachelor program in software engineering, but we do have this quality. Master programs are more numerous, and you also can choose here from different subject areas. And if you want to study in Russian, the selection is up to 280, and here is the list of the most popular programs. So you see, there are also various. We have 23 faculties and institutes. That's why we cover almost everything. We only do not guarantee medical doctors because we don't have medical doctor diploma program, but all the rest we do have. If you want to study in Russian and you get the scholarship, which Reskina will tell you later in more detail, you will study Russian for a year. It is also included in the scholarship. You don't have to pay for it. And after that, you are normally capable of studying in Russia. And I would say that Indonesian students are very good in studying Russian language. Probably because you are trilingual. You have Bahasa, you have English, and you have regional language. This is the picture of our dormitories. Reskina lived in one of them, and she can tell her own experience about that. They are located nearby. The central, on the central left part of the picture, this one is located 7 minutes walk from the main building, and the one on the right is located about 15 minutes walk from the main building. We also have student service, which is helping in language adaptation, social adaptation, academic adaptation, and we also have lots of associations and for international students, for graduates. So you won't be alone. We will help you in every activity you will need. A couple of words about our relations with Indonesia, because we appreciate your country and the ability to work with your institutions of education. The first contact with Indonesian colleague happened in 2015, exactly 10 years ago. It was ITS, Institute of Technological Development, Surabaya. And we started with summer school, and we are still cooperating with this institution. In 2018, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Indonesia, visited our university and became honorary professor of international relations at TSU. He's on this bottom second from the left slide. In 2022, Reskina invited His Excellency, the Ambassador of Indonesia, Jose Antonio Tavares, and he visited us. And in 2023, we opened a representative office, which he is the director of. And in 2024, we hosted ISMA, Indonesian International Student Mobility Award scheme, which is supported by the government of Indonesia, and had 29 students. What is our representative office, which is located in Surabaya, doing? We have classes of Russian. We have information service and social networks. We are working with cooperation agreements and do provide for the meetings between our university, our partner universities in Tomsk region, and universities in Indonesia. And so far, our office was successful. And you see this picture on the right. The growth of Indonesian students is very steady, thanks to the office as well. Our proposal for cooperation, which your superiors from the university might be interested in, is also numerous. We are ready for short-term programs, graduate programs, joint articles and joint research, and of course, guest lectures for students and staff from our part. And this I will very briefly comment, but I would like you to read these reviews. They were given by our Indonesian students and graduates. Please look at them and see what their feedback about the studies at Tomsk State University were. And of course, I think Reskina and myself, we are ready to answer any question that you might have about our university, about Tomsk, about possibilities in studying of studying in Russia and in Tomsk, and about living in our city. Also, you can download these QR codes, and also you will have additional information about our city and about our university. Thank you very much.
We are grateful for your inspiring words. Thank you, Professor, for such an insightful speech. And now let's jump into our main session, which is gonna be led by Mrs. Rizkina. We will dive into the session which is about scholarships available for international students, the application process, and we will hear some inspiring success stories from Indonesian students studying in Russia. Plus, we will explore the fantastic sports system at Tomsk State University, including cultural integration, students' organization, and the visa process. So before we begin, allow me to introduce our esteemed speaker, Ms. Rizkina Ramadania. She is the head of tomsk representative office in Indonesia in cooperation with ITS Global Engagement Surabaya. She has extensive experience in language education and academic collaboration. She is currently pursuing her PhD in linguistics at Tomsk State University, where she also completed her master's degree. So without further delay, let's welcome Ms. Rizkina to deliver her presentation.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Всем привет. So that's how we say hi everyone in Russian. So yeah, my name is Rizkina. I don't need to introduce myself anymore. First of all, I would like to ask, how's your fasting? I hope so far so good, and I hope you can still hold on, cope up with the hunger and thirst until the iftar time comes. And while waiting for iftar, I'm going to take you to Tomsk State University, the place where I've been studying for almost 5 years, and the place where I learned Russian, and I'm able to speak Russian. Okay, could you please share the
Yes. Rizkina, will you speak Bahasa or English?
English?
English. Okay, up to you.
Okay. So as you can see on the screen, this is Tomsk State University or TSU. This is the main building. It's a beautiful university, isn't it? So beautiful in white with a nature all around. And it looks like Hogwarts Castle on Harry Potter the movie. And it's absolutely Instagrammable in every corner and in every season. And you may wonder how I could study there and why I chose TSU, why I enjoy studying there for almost 5 years. Well, that's what I'm gonna show you. So let's go further, please. Okay, there is a famous Indonesian proverb says, there are many ways to get to Rome, which means there are many ways to achieve your goals as long as you have strong determination. So are for TSU. So there are many ways to get admitted and study at TSU. As you can see on the screen, there are 4 ways, and I'm going to explain them one by one. Next, please. Okay, the first way is through paid education. So if you want to apply, the registration starts from February 1st until August 15, 2025. So it's ongoing process. And there will be the selection process from June 20th till August 29 this year. And the enrollment starts on August 29 as well. So if you want to register, just scan the QR code. I recommend you to take a picture or screenshot of it. And then you just need to pass the entrance exams, sign a contract, make a payment in advance, and receive a visa invitation letter from TSU. Then go to the Russian embassy in Jakarta to get your student visa. Then fly to Tomsk. Okay, next please. Okay, the second way is through quota or Russian government scholarship. If you want to know more about this scholarship, you can visit the website education-in-russia.com. I'll write the address on the chat later on. Okay, so if you want to apply for this scholarship, you can prepare your documents from now, because the application starts in September until December 2025. And the selection process will start from December until April. The enrollment decision or the results will come up usually in April until September next year. Okay, and if you get the scholarship, then you'll get free education, free tuition fee, which is covered by the Russian government, and you'll get monthly allowance from $20 until $50. You can choose Russian or English taught programs. And this scholarship is opened for undergraduates, graduates, and postgraduates. If you want to apply for this scholarship, again, just scan the QR code during the admission process, and you can take a picture or screenshot, and then undergo a selection process, administrative process, and then interview. There will be interview with the representatives of Russian House in Jakarta. Then you'll receive approval or letter of acceptance from your first priority university. If you choose TSU as your first priority university, then you'll get the LOA from TSU. And then you will get visa invitation letter or visa number from the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Russian Federation on your personal account on the website. And you just need to go to the Russian Embassy in Jakarta to apply for student visa and book your flight ticket to go to Tomsk. Okay, next. Okay, the third way is through Open Doors Olympiad. So I got my master degree scholarship from Open Doors, and I would like to share my experiences, how I got this scholarship. First of all, we need to register. We need to sign up an account on the website od.globaluni.ru. I'll write the website on the chat later. And you will need to go through 3 stages if you apply for a PhD, but only 2 stages if you apply for bachelor and master degree. The first stage is, it's called portfolio competition. So it usually starts from September until November. Okay, you just need to upload your academic documents and as many certificates of achievements as possible, because the more certificates that you upload, the higher your chance to go to the next stage, which is the second stage. It's called subject test. You can choose, for example, non-linear subjects or study programs. For example, I studied for economics and management. I graduated from Faculty of Economics and Management Erlangga University, but on Open Doors, I chose linguistics. It's possible. So, for example, if you study for linguistics and you want to study for international relations at TSU, it's also possible. You can do that on Open Doors, okay? And if you pass the second stage, then you can choose the university. And at the time I chose TSU. Why I chose TSU? I'll tell you more about it a little bit later, okay? But if you apply for PhD, then you need to go to the third stage, which is interview with the potential scientific supervisor. So there will be a list of potential scientific supervisors based on your research plan. You may contact them, you may email them, and make an appointment for an interview. Okay, so if you get this scholarship, you will get a free education in Russia, also monthly allowance, which is 2 times higher than monthly allowance from the quota. Okay, and also I could still recall I got free accommodation at that time at TSU for 1 semester. Okay, and higher monthly allowance. And the languages you can choose English or Russian taught programs, but I chose Russian taught programs at that time. And Open Doors is opened for undergraduates, graduates, and postgraduates. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to apply for this scholarship, you can visit the website od.globaluni.ru and then submit your portfolios, then take the test, and then if you, for example, choose TSU as your first priority university, then the university will assist you in further steps. Okay, next please. Okay, the last one is Ormo Olympiad. So this option is for high school students, especially those who are studying in the 10th grade until 12th grade. Okay, so this scholarship is for undergraduates. And this scholarship usually Ormo Olympiad usually opens in November, December, and the selection process starts in December until March. And the results will come out in March till August. Okay, the winner of Ormo will be granted free education in Russia and also monthly allowance, $25. And they can also choose Russian or English taught programs. Okay. Okay, next please. Okay, so these are the list of available scholarships for applicants and also for TSU students. Once you are admitted, you are enrolled as TSU students. So for applicants, I may summarize. There are education in Russia, Open Doors, and Ormo Olympiad. Once you are enrolled as TSU students, you can also apply for TSU increased scholarship. This is for students on a state-funded basis, and the monthly allowance varies from $130 until $160. Or you can apply for Tomsk Region Administration Scholarship for full-time students up to 30 years old. Okay, and the monthly allowance up to $30. And there is also Tomsk City Individual Scholarship, students studying in state-funded places, maximum 27 years old. Okay, and the monthly allowance is $20 until $45. Russian Government Scholarship and Vladimir Potanin Fund Scholarship. For full-time master's degree students, the monthly allowance is much higher, so around $270. Okay, next please. Okay, so now why I chose TSU when I won Open Doors? One of the reasons was because of the international students service. Based on my experience, they're very cooperative and they guided me a lot since I passed the second stage of Open Doors. And they are highly student-oriented university, I must say. And so what kind of services do they provide for international students? Okay, they provide pickup service at Tomsk Airport. To get this service, you need to give them prior notice. You need to email them and give your flight details. Then the representative will see you at the airport. TSU also will help with the dormitory registration upon your arrival in Tomsk and your early life in Tomsk, such as purchasing winter clothes. For your information, winter in Tomsk can be long and snowy. So if you want to see snow rains, snowflakes, or build a snowman, or lay down on snow, make sure you wear proper clothes. You don't need to buy winter clothes in Indonesia because in Tomsk, there are many shops selling winter clothes with good quality and price. You can even buy very cheap winter clothes from Indonesian students who have finished their study and are leaving for Indonesia. Sometimes they even give you winter clothes for free. Okay, besides purchasing winter clothes, another service is finding halal food and restaurants. So if you're concerned about halal lifestyle in Tomsk, don't worry about that because Tomsk is a Muslim-friendly city. There are many restaurants which are halal, owned by Muslims, and I'll show you a short video where to find halal food and restaurants in Tomsk after this presentation, okay? And then healthcare and medical insurance. If you need medical insurance, it's highly recommended because no one knows what will happen in the future. You don't need to buy medical insurance in Indonesia. You can buy it in Tomsk, and the international office in the dormitory will help you find and buy medical insurance which suits you. Okay. Next, financial issues. Okay, so upon arrival in Tomsk, you need to open bank account. You need to open bank account within 2 weeks. It's very important because this bank account can be used to receive your scholarships. It's also highly recommended to open a mobile banking. Okay, if you need assistance, then you can ask TSU, International Office, or International Student Support Center. They will assist you. Even you can ask students from Permira, the Association of Indonesian Students in Russia, in Tomsk. They will also help you. They will accompany you to the banks to buy SIM cards, for example. They're very helpful. And the last but not least is leisure. So don't worry, you won't get bored or lonely in Tomsk because there are many interesting places to visit. And if you need companion, if you need friends, then TSU also provides buddies or volunteers. So volunteers is not only for events, but also for daily life. Okay. And if you need to extend your visa, so upon your arrival in Tomsk, you need to extend your visa. Okay. And you can go to the main building of TSU, office 327. They will assist you in extending your visa. Okay. Next, please. Oh, sorry. I promised to show you the short video about where to find halal food and restaurants in Tomsk.
Assalamualaikum semua, Sem Privyet. Hidup di luar negeri susah dapat makanan halal, Kak, katanya. Gimana ya kalau di Tomsk? Jadi teman-teman, based on experience aku selama aku tinggal di Tomsk, itu tuh kita masih bisa buat nemuin tempat makan halal di sini. Karena di Tomsk itu ada franchise-franchise dari Uzbekistan, Tajikistan maupun tantan lainnya, dan itu halal, dan menunya juga beragam dari mulai yang kering-kering, kuah-kuah, sampai kayak yang semacam kebab-kebaban gitu, atau kita biasa nyebutnya shawarma. Nanti deh kapan-kapan kita review bareng makanan-makanan halal yang ada di Tomsk ya teman-teman. Terus kalau misalnya kita pengen masakan Asia, itu tuh bahkan ada juga yang nyediain itu tuh halal, dan juga restoran Turki ada juga teman-teman. Nah, memang sih kalau kita bandingin sama Indonesia, tempat makan halal yang ada di Tomsk ini nggak sebanyak di Indonesia, jadi nggak bisa dibandingin sama Indo ya teman-teman. Tapi untuk ukuran negara yang itu mayoritas penduduknya itu tidak beragama Islam, ya masih tergolong mudah lah buat kita nemuin tempat-tempat makan halal. Jadi gimana? Siap ya kuliah di Tomsk? Kita tunggu!
Okay. So that the video, as she said, that it's very easy to find halal restaurants in Tomsk. Even right in front of the White Mosque, it's just 500 meters, I think, from TSU Parus Dormitory. There is halal meat shop. Okay, and it's certified halal by the Muslim Council of Russia. And also there are many Turkish restaurants, Uzbeki, Tajiki. You can enjoy Uzbeki food. And there are also one restaurant certified halal by the Muslim Council of Russia. And I think let's go to the next slide. Okay. For accommodation, upon your arrival in Tomsk, you will be housed at one of several dormitories of TSU. So TSU guarantees the accommodation of all international students. You can choose to stay at Mayak or at Parus. The dormitories are very cheap. It's just in rupiahs, it's 200,000, around 200,000 rupiahs, or in dollars around $15 per month. And if you want to know how much the cost of living in Tomsk, it's around $275 a month. It includes transport, food, and entertainment. So if you want to know how the dormitory of TSU looks like and what kind of facilities does it have, I'll show you one of it. It's Parus Residential Complex. And I have stayed here for around 2 years when I was in Tomsk. Could you please play the video?
Hi everybody, my name is Michelle and today we will talk about the dormitory Parus in TSU. Upon your arrival to the city, you will be housed in one of the new dorms of TSU. One of these dorms is Parus. After your admission, the staff of TSU will provide you with a room, bed, and bedclothes that you need for staying in here. It includes mattress, pillow, blanket. The residence hall is equipped with furniture and bathroom units. Shared kitchens are also equipped with ovens, microwaves, and other necessary stuff that you will need for preparing your food in here. The residence hall is up to date, built for students and their needs, study rooms, internet, laundry, gym, cafeteria, place for dance, aerobics, and everything that you can imagine, you can find it in Parus. Something important that we should mention about Parus is the high level of security. The security is with an advanced CCTV and fire protection, so you don't need to get to worry from your belongings or personal items that you leave in your room. Also, we have a plenty list of rules that all the students need to follow, so don't worry, you will be totally comfortable and safe in our dormitory. As you can see, the images are really incredible and it's more beautiful in person, so you cannot lose this opportunity. At the first floor of Parus, you can also find the International Student Services Center. This is in the room number 15. If you need any help, that is available to assist you with questions that you might have. You can check the link that I will leave you in here so you can check our gallery of pictures of this beautiful home, because it's not just a dormitory, it's the home for all the foreign students. But how much it costs? The cost of our beautiful dormitory is only $15 per month. With this includes water, light, the internet is also really cheap. You can share the bill with your roommates and it has a cost of 200 ruble per month. So that's all what I can tell you in this fast review of the dormitory. If you have some questions about Parus, Mayak, or other places in TSU, please send us a message in the comments and we will be ready to answer your questions. I hope you like Parus as we love it. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Duh, cantik banget.
Okay, so Parus has been my home, my second home for 2 years, and I enjoyed staying there. As you can see on the video, the dormitory is equipped with high-level security and also with ATM and vending machines. So, for example, if you want to drink coffee, or if you want to get hamburgers or sandwich, you don't need to go out. You can buy coffee or hamburgers sandwich in the dormitory. Okay, next please. So now let's talk about daily life at TSU. So being TSU student is not only studying, but you can also have fun because we have so many events, so many clubs and sports that you can choose. Okay. For example, we have African Day, we have Indonesian Day, Vietnamese Day, Lao Day, Mongolian Day, and many other international events that you can join. We also have so many interesting clubs, such as language speaking clubs, or art clubs, music clubs, or swimming clubs if you like swimming. We have indoor swimming pool. We also have indoor basketball yard. So you can enjoy living and studying at TSU. Next. Okay, so before finishing my presentation, because now we're having Ramadan, so I want to show you the Ramadan vibes in Tomsk, which is very warm and romantic. So please check it out. So this is the vibes, Ramadan vibes in Tomsk. I'm sure you're gonna love it and you're gonna miss it once you finish your study and go back to your home country, just like what I'm experiencing now. I'm really longing for Ramadan vibes in Tomsk. Okay, thank you for your attention, and shall you have any questions? You may ask me on chat or directly. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rizkina, for this informative session and your valuable insights. And now we will move.
Farhan, we can hear your voice. You are muting right now, Farhan. Okay.
I'm sorry for this. Thank you, Ms. Rizkina, for this informative session and your valuable insights. Now we will on to the next session, our Q&A session. In this session, Ms. Rizkina and Ms. Evgenia Zitsiva will be answering your questions. Ms. Evgenia is the representative of the International Office at Tomsk State University. To lead this discussion, I would like to invite Dr. Inda to take over. Let me introduce Dr. Inda. She is an associate professor in the image processing field at the University of Trunojoy Madura. Dr. Inda, time is yours now.
Okay. Thank you, Mas Farhan. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I would like to say thank you to Professor Rikun. It's very nice to meet you, and also to Miss Rizkina. Okay, it's very wonderful presentation of yours. So we now at least we have the introduction of the Tomsk universities, the ambience in Russia, and so on. So it's start for our Q&A session. So students, so everyone, you can ask questions, any questions related to study, opportunities, tips and tricks, probably Ms. Rizkina, to get the scholarship of Russia and culture and etc. You may.
And also we have our students here. Her name is Diah Pitaloka Margareta. She is currently studying for master degree. And she was Miss Permira. She was chosen as a Miss Permira. It's like in Indonesia, in Surabaya, it's like Cak dan Ning competition. Yeah, she is a very talented student.
Okay.
So she can share her experience studying at TSU.
Yeah.
Maybe we can give the words to her.
Oh yeah, that's sure. Okay, you can give another introduction about the Tomsk or probably the Russia. And now it's time for you. You can share your experience, Miss Dia.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rizkina. And hello, Miss Indah Sirajuddin. Sam Privyat, everyone. Okay, as you see, the last two videos are made by me.
Oh,
I
I
am the one
see.
that you
Okay.
see in that videos. Ramadan vibes and halal food. Uh, okay, I know that we are fasting today and feeling a little bit sleepy, right? But it's okay. I think the effort you are making to stay awake will be worth it because today you are about to gain some valuable insights. Well, Ishoras, once again, I will introduce myself. I'm Dia Pitaloka Margareta, a final master's student in advertising and PR at TSU. And it's been almost 3 years since I came to Russia. I was fortunate to receive the Russian government scholarship, which allowed me to study here. I would like to share about the scholarship, particularly in my perspective. This scholarship has truly changed my life. It has given the opportunity to me to meet many new friends and experience an international environment. The part I love most about being a student in TSU is making friends from different countries. I've met amazing people from Vietnam, Iran, Egypt, Malaysia, and even Palestine. This experience has also made me reflect on what I need to improve myself.
For example, I've noticed how amazingly diligent my Vietnamese friends are. They study all the time and work very hard. Seeing their dedication has motivated me to become more disciplined in my own studies. And about my study life, I like to talk specifically about studying for Masters in Social Communication at TSU. My study focuses on advertising and PR with a major digital brand management. I get the study that delivered in Russian language. So I speak language, but I still need to improve it, I think. Interestingly, the major of digital brand management is the only one provided by TSU. Along of the university, TSU is the only one university that provides major digital brand management. You cannot find this major in another universities in Russia. Okay. I think when we think about pursuing a master's degree, we often assume it will be very hard, it will very challenging, especially with the requirement to publish several papers in Scopus Index Journal. Yes, Miss Indah. Do you agree with my opinion about the stereotype of master's degree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, however, that's not the case in my major. For the first 3 semesters, my studies were heavily focused on practical approach, nothing about research. And I was trying to develop my various competencies as a PR professional and advertiser. And as I know, right now, Indonesia is starting to implement this practical approach in master's program this year. But in Russia, they have been applying it for quite some time. Then in my final semester, right now, I'm focusing on my research. I only have 2 subjects, publishing an article in Russian index system and writing my thesis. These systems gives me a complete learning experience. What I love the most for studying master in Russia is that my class follows a small group format. Do you believe that there are only 7 students in my group, which allows the lecturers to focus on evaluating each of us individually? This makes me feel more comfortable as I can have more discussion with the lecturers and my classmates. So it will be very different with the Indonesian system, right? We have like a big class, a big group, with so
Is Miss Dia lost connection?
I think she has connection problem.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we can continue with Natanya. Are you here? Natanya? Natanya is also our student, but she is currently studying for bachelor degree. If she's not here, maybe we can go on with question and answer sessions.
Oh, we have Natanya over there.
We have Natanya, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry that my internet connection is so bad today. Okay, I will continue. May I continue?
Yeah, please.
A little bit. Okay. If you would like to reach out on me, you can contact me on my Instagram. I will put my link of my Instagram because I regularly share my experiences of studying master in tomsk. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, you will have the great fasting today.
Thank you, Miss Dia. Miss Rizkina.
Okay, thank you very much, Dia, for sharing your opinions and your study at TSU. As Dia said, that studying for master degree at TSU, it's more practical. So many practical subjects which can help improve our skills, especially for Dia, improve her skills in public relations. Okay, maybe we can hear a little bit from our undergraduate student, Natanya. Would you mind sharing your experiences?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Thank you for the time. Hello, everyone. My name is Natanya Ivana Alicia. You can call me Tanya. I'm a student international relationship at TSU. So I've been living here almost 2 years, and then I will telling you about my experience here. Like as Miss Dia said, not much different. Like here, I got opportunities to get more friends from another country like Vietnam, Malaysia, China, and then also Latin. And then here, uh, I have opportunities to to celebrate Indonesian Day event like last year in 2024. I've been a secretary and performer on that case. We presented a musical theater showing cast Indonesian culture such as traditional dances, folk games, and then regional songs, and of course the Indonesian food. And then beside that, we have been Indonesian student organization called Permira. We can share our struggle and also organize event for Indonesian students. We usually do things like social gatherings, cultural event, and sometimes even support each other with academic challenges. And then here also have Indonesian speaking club, and then I've been there help the teaching Russian people. So it's been pretty oh my sorry, wait.
Natanya, you can also tell about your studying experience, about lectures, how you visit class halls, lecture halls, how do you cooperate with your classmates, professors, whether the requirements are difficult or not, okay? These things might be more important. How many hours per day you study? How many lectures you have per day? What do you do after the lectures? Do you have any practical seminars or classes? That might be much more relevant also. Okay.
Okay. For the lecture, usually I've been three lectures in a day, like it from from Monday until Saturday we have class. And then in my major, international relation, between the Russian class and the foreigner class, it's been separate. So for foreigner class is more focusing in Russian language for more improve it. And then in here, in many Russian campus have many concourse, is a competition for international student, like poetry contest, and then like doklat also. So we can attend it in that contest. And then lately I've been on the poetry Russian contest, and then wish me luck for that contest. It will be get a free trip to Volgograd in May. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Natania, for sharing your experiences. And of course, we wish you luck for your future competition, and you will get the chance to go to Volgograd.
Okay, thank you very much, Natanya and Miss Dia for sharing the experience in Tomsk University. Okay, Miss Rizkina, we have the first question come up from the chat room. Can I read it?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
the first question is come from Sandy from bachelor degree from informatics in Universitas Sriwijaya Madura. He asking about if he continue to master education to Russia, so will he experience the curriculum gap there, or probably, let me say, will we behind compared to other students in Russia? If we go there, according to your experience, took the master degree in Russia.
Okay, so because I studied linguistics, to be honest, the curriculum is not very much different from Indonesia. So I chose English language teaching, and because I already have experiences, so it's not very much different. It's helpful. It helped improve my teaching skills and also my language skills. So if you want to study for engineering, I believe that it's not very much different, but I believe it's more practical, I think. Am I correct, Prof. Rikun?
Absolutely.
Yeah, is probably is one of the concern from our students when we are going to submit the scholarship, whether we can catch up with the other students over there. So it's fine on that.
Well, actually, it depends upon the motivation and the previous experience. Normally, our students, especially students from Indonesia, are doing quite well. We have very few exceptions. Only one I can remember for the whole period since 2015. Only one student from Indonesia was, lagging behind. All the rest are doing very well.
Okay.
And besides, if student is late for a month or two because of the airplane tickets or other things, part of the curriculum will be available online. And this is good way to catch up and to be, on the same wave with the other students.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Kum, for the motivations. Any other students, everyone? Maybe, okay. Randy Dovano, please. Unmute the Randy Dovano. Okay.
Okay. I have a question. Some study might wonder about the change of receiving a scholarship, especially if they are from a different educational background. Are there a specific eligibility requirement or a criteria that we should be aware of to increase our chance of getting a scholarship?
Rizkina, may I answer this? Because some changes are coming.
Sure, please.
The information I've got from Anna Korshunova, you remember her? She's now director of the admissions office of Tomsk State University, the whole admission office, not international, but the whole thing. She says that we will have the privilege to accept students from various backgrounds to our master programs until 2026. So almost all backgrounds are possible before that date, 2026. After that, there should be some, closer and narrower cohesion. For instance, if you come from philology or linguistics and apply to biology or robotics, it won't be possible anymore after 2026. However, you have to consider your own level of training and skills, because if subject areas are too widely far apart, for instance, fundamental physics or applied physics as a previous field of studies, and law or economics the one you choose now, this might not work. Or especially vice versa. If you studied humanities during your bachelor and want to go to biology or chemistry or robotics during your master, this also might not work and will not work most likely. However, if the subject areas are close to each other, for instance, you want to go to journalism after history and political science, or you want to go to psychology after linguistics or history, this most likely will work.
Thank you about this answer.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Prof. Rikun. Any other questions? You may write the questions to the chat room also. Okay. While we're waiting, Ms. Rizkina. Oh, we have another question from Sandi Savirio. The new students there encounter obstacle or other problem. Is there anyone who can help us deal with these problems? For example, the Indonesian student organization there, or does the campus provide a person in charge who can be contacted? A question from
Okay, let me answer the questions. Yes, we do. We have Permira, the Association of Indonesian Students in Tomsk, and trust me, I must say that they are very well managed student organization. They have several interesting programs, and also even Dia initiates a very good program called Reconnect. So this is the platform for international students, especially Indonesian students studying in Russia. If they have problems, if they need someone to talk to, if they need to increase their faith, for example, right? Then they can join this platform. I myself will join this because I believe that as a human being, I also need psychological digest. So I need someone to talk to. I need someone to share my problems with, and based on religious approach, not only psychological approach And Permira also has many, for example, interesting programs like a kind of psychological consultation, but it's not like in a professional field, okay? But yeah, sharing is caring, right? And if you have health problems, feel free, don't reluctant to contact the international office at the dormitory, okay? There are representatives who will help you. For example, make an appointment with the hospital or doctor, and they will take you there. They will take you there because I have experience when I was there, when my friend was terribly sick. So we contacted the international office 15, and he helped us. He accompanied us. He accompanied me and my friend to the hospital. And yeah, he's very helpful. So don't worry about that. So if you have any problems, just feel free to contact us, to contact Permira, or to contact Dia if you want to join the Reconnect program.
Could I add some information, Ms.
Yeah.
Rizkina and Ms. Indah,
Yeah.
about obstacle? Maybe it will help based on my experience. Yes, on my experience, I also had some troubles or problems, and we have system like kurator. Kurator is the teacher like dosen PA, pembimbing akademik in Indonesia. Yeah, and you can say your problem to your kurator, to your teacher, and teacher in my faculty especially very helpful. They always ask to me, Dia, do you have problem? Do you have any obstacles? And could I help you? Even though about the house of living, the dormitory, even though about the stressful to face the research or practical academic. Okay, that's all my experience. So don't be shy to speak to your teacher when you are studying in Russia, because Russian people is very helpful, but they cannot help you if they don't know about your problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dia. Any other questions? Okay. From the host, I think, who raised their hand.
We have student here, Miss,
Okay.
to ask question.
Please.
Okay, I want to ask a question. But before I ask a question, I want to introduce myself. My name is Sasibra from Informatics Engineering University of Belanda. And sometimes applying for scholarship can be a bit tricky. If we don't have where to start or what's the required. Do you have any tips on how to make our scholarship application stand out and improve our chance of being selected?
Okay, Miss Rizkina. I think the student asking about the tips how we prepare our scholarship applications, so it will make the higher possibility to get the scholarship.
Okay.
Okay. I think so. Is it correct, Miss Andarini?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
All right. So I want to share my experience about open doors first. To get the open door scholarship, you should have good portfolios. Okay, for example, if you have certificates of achievements or maybe certificates of voluntary activities, then it will be beneficial. Okay. If you have certificate of training, any trainings, okay, any trainings or trainings related to your specialty, then it will also increase your chance to get the scholarship. Okay. And for the subject test, actually, Open Doors Organizing Committee provides materials which we can learn, before taking the test. I studied the materials very well, and also I looked at the previous tests, the previous questions, and the demo videos, and yeah, I prepared a lot. So I could pass the test. For Russian government scholarship, yeah, of course, if you have certificates which can support your, how to say, besides your academic achievements, then it will be also very much appreciated, very much valued. And you need to prepare for interview as well, because they may ask some questions regarding your field of study and regarding the university or even Russia. Okay, what do you know about Russia, for example? Or what do you know about Tomsk? So for Open Doors, please prepare your portfolios, because it's very important. And also please prepare for the test by studying very well the materials they had provided on the website. And for Russian government scholarships, prepare the documents, certificates, portfolios as well, and also prepare for the interview.
Okay. From the offline attendee, is there any question?
Okay, thanks for the answer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rizkina. Anyone?
Okay, there is question from Haji Trafi Mumtaz.
Oh, where is it?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Can we, as international students applying on a part-time job in Tomsk, if we can, what's the standard wage for part-time work in Tomsk? Do students earn hourly or monthly? Yes, you can, if you finish POTFAC, so preparation faculty. So after finishing preparation faculty, it's Russian preparatory course, you can work. Once you are enrolled as a TSU student. Okay. For example, I took part-time job when I was in Tomsk. I worked as a moderator of English speaking club at TSU library. I worked as a part-time lecturer at the Faculty of Foreign Languages and Institute of Economics and Management. And it depends about the wage. It depends on your agreement with the employers, okay, with the boss. At TSU library, I got wage per meeting. When I worked at Faculty of Foreign Languages and Institute of Economics and Management, my wage was based on my teaching hours. It's like in Indonesia, like per SKS, per credit hours, right? Per credit hours. So it depends. But if you work at maybe restaurants or cafes, so it depends on, their own policy. So I cannot tell you the fixed wage or fixed salary for part-time students in Tomsk, because again, it depends on where you work. But for part-time, as far as I know, the students get hourly wage. Hourly wage, how much per hour? It depends.
Riskina, they need and they're interested in exact sum. So please tell how small or how large it could be. And besides, I will tell. And besides, if you choose English language program, so you do not pass through pre-university course, you are enrolled right away with the English language and study in English. You are also eligible for part-time job, right? So if they study in English, if they enter English language program, they also can have part-time jobs. Riskina, that's correct as well, I think, right?
As long as they're enrolled as TSU students.
Yes. If they are regular student, they are eligible for part-time job. I would say that it is normal for a student to have from 200 US to 350. If you work a lot and do not study, you might have much more. But if you want to have part-time job and some money just, to help you, not to replace your studies with part-time job, I would say that $200 a month, maybe $350, are more or less realistic. Riskina, would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, but based on my experience, for example, I could get around 4 million rupiahs. 4 million rupiahs, how much in dollars when I was in Tomsk? 4
Probably
million rupiahs.
$300.
Yes, about the same.
Yes,
Yeah.
$300, and also for my monthly allowance, monthly stipend. Yeah, it's more than enough. I can save up some money. I could even send my salary to my mother in Indonesia, and I could save up some money to buy flight ticket to go to Indonesia.
So
So it
usually
depends on you.
the international students should have a part-time job in there, because if I'm not mistaken, the average monthly expenses from your presentation slide is $275.
Yes.
Not anymore. I would say
Oh.
that they do not exceed about 200. It's including everything. So including all kind of activities you might want. If you, of course, if you are not living a luxury life, I mean, for the food and other things, regular things, that will be enough, Riskina. 200, right? Now.
Yeah, it's enough as long as you have normal life, normal lifestyle, not extravagant. Not
Yes.
extravagant lifestyle. Yes, it's enough.
Okay, thank you. We have another question in the chat room.
There is a question about, sorry, Inda, there is a question about living abroad, and since it is tough, are there any students organizations in Tomsk that focus on supporting international students and helping them integrate into the local community? Riskina, you are the first-hand experience person here, but I will start with very few words. First, you will have the biggest diaspora of Indonesian students. They help each other a lot. And they have official organization Permira, which is also very active in supporting Indonesian students. Besides, we have student service. It is part of my international division. And our job is to help Indonesian, all students, not only Indonesian, all students from abroad with normal things, regular, like accommodation, health issues, sometimes study issues, a regular shopping when you're just arriving, so you don't know where to go, what to buy, what is too expensive, what is not too expensive. We also can give advice and even give you a buddy, a person who will personally go with you and help you, be with you all the time you need. So you won't be alone. Absolutely. We are very good at that. Now, Riskini, it's your turn.
Okay, let me add my experience. So now I'm in the group of Russian alumni. Okay, for generations to generations. In that group, they share many useful information, even job opportunities. For the alumni of Russian universities. And also, I would encourage you to learn Russian because it's useful. It's useful not only in Tomsk. Well, I learned Russian in Russia because I needed to live in Tomsk. But I never thought that by learning Russian, it also could help open other opportunities. For example, now there are many Russians are interested in investing in Indonesia, in Bali, or in the West Java, for example. If you can speak Russian, then it will increase your opportunities to work with them. Because this is my own experience. So I'm invited to go to international conference in the Asian level, and I will work together with Russians who are interested in investment in agroeconomics. So if you how to say, trust me that studying abroad and then learning foreign languages, it's very beneficial for you and your future.
Pristina, may I also answer another question related to this, but slightly different? The networking for future careers, like are there opportunities for international students to network with local businessmen, industries, or alumni? Of course. And we do, sometimes we do give that sort of contacts ourselves, especially in the areas like information technology, software engineering, and other high-tech associated areas. Journalism, cultural studies, biology, it might start at the university and then go further. If you are good as a, say, part-time laboratory worker, you might have support for future contacts, because local businessmen are interested in bright students, in bright employees, and quite often it's no difference whether they are foreign or nationals. It doesn't matter. So if you are good at your field of studies, if you are interested in practical experience, we might be able to find that for you.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Rikun. Any other questions from everyone?
Yeah. Are there any student organizations in Tomsk that focus on supporting international students and helping them integrate into the local community? Yes, we do have. For example, we have Permira, and also we have buddies and volunteers organizations. We also have tandem partner. So I joined. It's like a club, right? It's like a club. So I joined this club to improve my Russian. So I had a Russian friend, Russian buddy, Russian tandem partner. I learned Russian with her, and she learned English with me. So it helped a lot in improving and also in integrating into the local community. And I also encourage you to do the same. And also volunteers organization is very interesting because we help other people, and we don't only help other people, but through this organization we can also get networking, for example. Okay, and there are many interesting events organized by these volunteers, and I encourage you to join this organization as well. It's, how to say, it's very useful to be an active student. It will help you a lot in adapting and integrating into life in Tomsk.
Actually, in your activities, whatever and wherever. For instance, Riskina is a very good example of what active students can achieve, because it was her personally who invited His Excellency the Ambassador of Indonesia to Tomsk State University in the 2022, and he arrived. And it was her contact, he established that with the most important Indonesian individual in Russia. And he replied, of course, he remembers Riskina. Everybody in Tomsk knows Riskina.
Okay. Okay, any other question? Okay, according to your experience, Miss Rizkina, what is probably the hardest part when you study in Russia, especially in Tomsk?
I think the most hardest part is cultural differences. Yeah, cultural differences. It's quite normal when we experience culture shock during our early life in Tomsk. But then I must say that it's very good for our self-development, because it teaches us how to be, for example, independent, how to be thoughtful, how to be resilient, and how to be culturally sensitive and understanding, to have cultural understanding. It's very important. It will help you grow. If you can cope up with the obstacles, with the challenges, then you will be more than you can be. Because there are many challenges. For example, the weather. The season is truly different from Indonesia, and also we will find people from different countries, different cultures, different ways of thinking, for example, right? But it teaches us a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone? Okay, from the offline, please stand up so we can see you.
Okay, so let me introduce myself properly. My name is Fatima Zara. I'm from University of Sriwijaya. Some students might be worried about competition when apply for scholarship. How competitive are scholarship for international students in Russia? And do you have any advice on studying out in large pool of application? Thank you.
Okay, please, Miss Rizkina.
Okay, so Russian government scholarship gives many quotas, around
I think
260,
about 350 currently for Indonesia.
350 quotas.
And besides open doors, give extra about that. And I think for this year, the next year, I mean 2026, the number of quotas will be increased. I hope at least 50 plus. So it will be about 400. So it is very good chance to get them.
Yeah, I must say that the chance to get Russian scholarship is high because they give 350 quotas. So it's worth trying.
And I think there was a question about daily allowance, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The daily allowance, Reskina, I know what it is, but you tell it best, okay?
Daily allowance
Yes,
or
this is
monthly
part of the
allowance?
quota.
Monthly allowance, right?
Yes, monthly. Yes.
Okay, monthly allowance. If you still POTFAC student, it's 3,000 rubles, 3,500 rubles. It's around 600,000 ya sih, 600,000 rupiah, 600,000, 700,000 rupiah.
This is not enough to live, but it's enough to cover the accommodation. Something will remain, so it is minimum. You cannot live for this money, but you can pay for your accommodation for a month, and something will remain. So you must have money either from home or you have to have a part-time job, but the accommodation will be covered by this scholarship. Besides, further on, when you continue studying and already have some progress, you might apply for the scholarship schemes that Reskina mentioned before. The governors, the city, and other. We have about, I think, 15 to 20 different extra scholarships available for our students. And I know that foreign students do apply, and quite often they have them, but you have to have very good academic performance in order to be eligible.
And once you're enrolled as TSU student, regular student, you can get higher monthly stipend. For example, because I won open doors, I got 7,700 rubles. How much this? Around almost 1,500,000 rupiahs, almost. Oh, well, to me personally, it's enough. 7,700 rubles, and also I had part-time jobs. So yeah, monthly allowance for mathematics major, for example, or engineering majors, it's of course higher. My friend got 10,000 until 13,000 rubles every month because he studies mathematics. So yeah, it depends. But once you finish your POTFAC, then your monthly allowance will be higher. Hello?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. From the offline? Is it answering your question?
There's one more from offline, I
Okay.
think. Please
Please.
stand up, Mas. Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss. My name is Ali Bayatur. I asked about applying to a new university can be a bit overwhelming, especially when you're unsure about the requirement. what are the qualifications that TSU accept for international student applying for a master degree? Thank you.
Okay.
Christine, I didn't quite get that.
Yes, please, Professor Ikun.
I didn't quite get the question, I'm afraid.
I think it's
Christina, did
about
you?
the
Uh-huh.
requirements to get the scholarship, or maybe the requirement to study in tomsk.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
Christina, will you answer? The
Pardon?
requirements to get the scholarship. Who is
Okay.
eligible?
Okay,
Yeah.
so for example, for open doors has age limitation. If I'm not mistaken, up to 35 years old. For Russian government scholarship, if I'm not mistaken, there is no age limitation. And also for Russian government scholarship, the documents, well, it's divided into 3 stages. For the first stage, you just need to upload your scanned passport and then your legalized academic diploma and transcripts. If you don't have academic diploma or academic transcript, then you can upload your SKL. You know SKL, right? Surat keterangan lulus.
Oh, yeah.
Surat keterangan lulus. And your last KHS. Your last KHS. And what else? Wait. Yeah, scan passport, legalized academic documents, and letter of consent. Letter of consent, which you can be downloaded from your personal account on the website. So you need to sign up. You need to sign up an account first, okay? And if you pass the first stage, then you'll go to the second stage. The second stage, it's interview. Usually during interview, the interviewers will tell you what kind of documents should you upload. The documents are a letter of consent from your parents, and then a letter of funding from your parents, also guarantee letter, and medical certificate and other documents. For more detailed information about documents for Russian government scholarship, they have Telegram channel. You can join the Telegram channel Beasiswa Rusia 2025-2026. Beasiswa Rusia 2025-2026. Or you can follow their Instagram account at Beasiswa Rusia. They will guide you. They will guide you for the documents. They will guide you step by step. So highly recommended to join their Telegram channel. And for open doors, as I mentioned earlier, you only need a scan passport, of course, and scan your academic documents, legalized, and also your certificates, your portfolios.
Yeah.
Riskina, there is a question in chat that probably you might be in better position to answer about Nikabi in Tomsk. Actually, I never saw a person. I've heard that there were 2 occurrences, but never saw myself. And since you are a Muslim lady, you probably feel better about answering this question than myself. It's a question from Marwa. Do you see it?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it.
please.
Okay, I think it's not a big deal in Tomsk, right? Because I think, as I said before, Tomsk is a Muslim-friendly city. For Nikabi, I think there is no restriction, right?
Officially, no.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can wear niqab. You can wear niqab, and yeah, you can have your Islamic lifestyle or halal lifestyle. It's not a big deal in Tomsk.
Okay.
But maybe, wait, I need to add some information. Now it is required to have green card, in Tomsk for all of foreign students. And they will take your picture. I don't know whether the officers will allow you to be photographed with your niqab or not. But
Most
if
likely
they
not. They have
most
to
likely,
see the whole picture.
so maybe they will ask you to take off your niqab for photograph.
Yes, some occurrences might be difficult. For instance, as everywhere, we have lots of places where you have to see to be seen, to recognize your face, to recognize that that's you. Even when you are entering something showing your passport or some ID, it doesn't happen a lot. But sometimes you have to, and that's these are the occasions you have to be seen. So niqab might be practically a bit more difficult, although we do not have any restrictions about that. Thank you, Riskina.
Prof. Rikun, could I add some of my experience with
Yes,
niqab?
yes, yeah, please.
Thanks a lot. I have met two friends from Azerbaijan. They are wearing niqab, and there is nothing happen. They can live normally in Tomsk. But for the example, in TSU we have like system face recognition, right? When
Oh
you
yeah.
would like to enter a building, like face recognition, but that system is not implemented in all of the building, as I know, just only for some buildings. So maybe as Prof. Rikon and Ms. Rizkina said, you need to take off your niqab when you enter some buildings and when you take a photograph. Yes, about the green card, my friends who is wearing hijab or niqab, they ask to take off their niqab. That's that's all from my experiences.
Yes, it
Thank
means
you.
you don't need to change the way you dress, but you need to take off your niqab for example, for safety reasons, for face recognition in the several buildings of TSU, or for photograph, for green card. That's it.
Yeah, for the identification, right?
Yeah, for identification.
Thank you. I think we come to our probably one more last question from offline, I think. No, Miss Rizkina, for the scholarship, is it included for the flight cost?
No, so it's not fully funded scholarship, so we have to pay for the flight tickets and visa by ourselves.
Okay, thank you. I think Professor Rikun.
Sorry, in April we will be visiting Jakarta, intergovernmental meeting in Russia, Indonesia. And we prepared some propositions, some, suggestions about future developments. And we did include that. So, for instance, for a number of students, we suggested airfare have to be included, but we do not know whether this will have an approval or not. I suggested that, but I'm not sure whether it will work this summer or maybe further on. But we do suggest that this change in our scholarship scheme, Russian Federation scholarship scheme, for some students that might be essential, so we suggested.
Okay, thank you very much.
I have some small tips if you want to buy flight ticket. There are some airways which offer relatively affordable flight tickets from Jakarta to Moscow. It's around only 4.5 millions until 5 million rupiahs. China Airways, China Airlines. Yeah, it's relatively affordable. And from Moscow to Tomsk, you can continue with domestic flights. It's around 2 million rupiahs with luggage. So yeah, maybe you can try. If you wanna fly to Tomsk, for example, you can try to book Air China, China Airways or China Airlines, China Southern.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Rizkina. One last question from the chat room. I think it's from Professor Rikun. What were the key differences between the Russian higher education system and the Indonesian system, particularly in terms of the grading system, coursework, and research? And Ms. Rizkina probably could answer.
Rizkina, are there any differences between the Russian higher education system and Indonesian system? Because you know both. I don't see actually any particular differences. Grading system, we have 5 points, right? One is the lowest and 5 is the highest. And coursework, you have to write one term paper a year. Normally it is defended in spring. And coursework structure. This is different. This differs from faculty to faculty, but for most of our faculties, you have to do a research-based term paper. And if it is science or technology, and in some cases even humanities, you have to do research, not just review books and other articles, but especially in technology or sciences, from the second year and definitely from the third year, you have to be involved in the labs, you have to be doing experiments, a field work, depending upon the faculty. For instance, geoscience or life sciences, you have to be doing field work, definitely. And this will be the basis of your term paper. And of course, our advantage is close contact with the supervisor or mentor. Our mentors do care about students, especially if they see that students are motivated, working hard. They will personally be very involved, very much involved. This is our advantage, and it differs us a lot from many universities, especially in Moscow and St. Petersburg and in China, as I know. It depends upon you a lot. If you want to do literature-based research, it is also possible. In some areas, it might be essential. For instance, law or humanities, you have to read a lot. But for sciences and technologies, of course, field work, experiments, technology applications are what we are looking at. Did I answer, Ahmad? For instance, information technology, definitely. It will be some participation in informatics or software engineering or whatever field research or application. You might be developing an application during your term paper. That will be your term paper and description of that.
Maybe I can add something about the grading system in Indonesia. We use grading system like A, B, C, or D, right? And also we use SKS at a credit systems. So we can choose any subjects which we want. And for example, every semester we are given, for example, when I studied for bachelor, in the first semester I got 21 SKS, 21 credit semesters. And because I got good results, so in the next semester, in the second semester, I could take 24 credit semesters. 24 credit semesters. But in Russia, there is no such thing. So it's like a package system. So every semester they have provided you with subjects that you must take in that semester. And for example, in Indonesia, how many credit semesters that you can take, it depends on your academic performance. But in Russia, there is no such thing. So again, in Russia, they use package system. And also in Russia, they have system like zachot and examen. Zachot examen. So not all subjects, they will give you exam. Sometimes they will just give you zachot or passed. But sometimes they will also give you examen. Examen is very important. And if you don't get, if you get bad results, for example, in examen, then yeah, you must retake maybe like, how to say, UP. In Indonesia, it's UP, ujian perbaikan. And also, what else the difference? Examen, zachot, что еще? And yeah, in the last year of study, you need to write VKR in Russian, but it's like a thesis or dissertation, or skripsi in Indonesia, right? And they don't have PKL. They don't have PKL. They don't have KKN. In Indonesia, we have KKN. It's like social works or social dedication program. But in Russia, no, they don't have.
Ristina, you might have, but it's not obligatory. Because, for instance, we have portfolio also, which might be important if you want to go to the further levels of academic training. For instance, if you want to enter a master program which is in high demand, you might also, this might be taken into consideration, especially your experience if it is somewhere in the social problems and you are involved in volunteer work. For some areas, this might be important. For instance, in journalism, if you have some kind of involvement in news agencies or journalism, you've been doing that. If you want to continue further, this might be relevant.
And maybe
but not exactly social work as such.
Maybe one of useful things in Indonesia, if your attendance list is below 75% or 70%, right? You are not allowed to take exam, right? Or mid-semestral or final semestral exams. But in Russia, I don't know for bachelor, but for master, there is no attendance list influence, I think.
Ristina, you are saying very dangerous thing now. Because yes, there is no formal restriction, but if you do not attend or attend less than 75%, you might have problems. When it comes to exams or tests, it might be difficult.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I think it's already 4 p.m. now. So we come to the end of our Q&A answer. Thank you very much for Professor Rikun for all the supporting, for all the motivation. So I hope the students have the encourage first to submit the application to go to scholarship and study in Russia. And thank you also for Ms. Rizkina and also Dia and Natanya for sharing the experiences. And for the remaining question, I think we can contact you, right, Ms. Rizkina? From
Yeah, you
WhatsApp
can contact
number?
me anytime.
Yeah,
I'll answer your questions.
thank you.
Feel free to contact me.
Okay, we have note your WhatsApp number here. And also to Miss Dia, probably the students here would like to contact you for further information about Russia. Okay, thank you very much.
Of
Now,
course.
okay, thank you.
I'm
I
so
will hand
glad
it back
to help.
I will hand it back to Farhan for the closing remarks. Please, Mas Farhan.
Okay. So as we come to the end of today's webinar, so let's quickly recap the key points we discussed today. We learned about various scholarship opportunities, the application process, and the support available for international students at Tomsk State University. For those interested in applying, we encourage you to explore the available opportunities and reach out for further guidance. Now, on the behalf of Universitas Trunojoy Madura, I would like to sincerely thank you, our esteemed speakers from Tomsk State University, for sharing their valuable insights with us today. So there is a request that please turn on the cameras. It's a request to all participants so we can take a picture. Satu, dua, tiga. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now finally, thank you to all participants for joining this session. We hope this webinar has been helpful and we encourage you to follow up for more details on the application process. And with that, we officially conclude today's webinar. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
Thank you for
the
attending.
webinar.
Thank you very much for everyone.
Looking forward to seeing you in Tomsk.